issues.
Yeah, from gun control to taxes, Scott and Nelson are kind of where you'd expect a Republican and a Democrat to be. But this race may have more to do with who is not on the ballot than who is. In Orlando today,
let's get to work.
Governor Rick Scott jumped into the Senate race to take on Senator Bill Nelson.
I'll be coming out with a variety of proposals over the next, 7 months?
While today's campaign rollout was light on policy, we do know there are some real differences between Scott and Nelson. Scott backed the GOP tax cuts. Nelson voted no. Scott has opposed Medicaid expansion, while Nelson has pushed for greater coverage. Scott does not support an assault weapons ban, while Nelson does. While Republicans have been attacking Nelson's voting record, Democrats seized on Scott's tenure of what they called broken promises.
He has done the bare minimum. He has stolen $182 million out of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund while Puerto Ricans are sleeping in cars, and I don't think people are going to buy it.
But the race may not come down to policy.
This is a midterm election, and by all tradition, Republicans should lose seats in the House. We should lose seats in the Senate in this midterm.
Longtime Republican Tico Perez points out historically the party in power suffers in a midterm election, and 2018 could be a referendum on Donald Trump. Although, as Perez points out, Florida has a history of bucking the national trend.
This is not a traditional president, and this is not a traditional Republican candidate.
Now, Bill Nelson is one of 10 Senate Democrats up for re-election in a state that Donald Trump won in 2016. Of course, Scott's team wouldn't say today whether or not the president will be coming to Florida to campaign with Scott, although the two are very close. In fact, you may remember back in 2016, Scott was one of the first Republican governors to endorse then-candidate Donald Trump. Greg and Martha.